Today, I'm at an open house trying to drum up some business. This isn't in Sandy, it's in a totally different neighborhood. But at this open house, we are going to talk about Sandy, Utah, and why many people are moving to Sandy and the pluses. And I think one of the biggest plus, and you're going to find out in today's video, is location. Of course, you heard that location, right? Sandy is not too far away from I-15. Again, that's the highway that runs north and south. So you're about 15 to 20 minutes without traffic to downtown. You're also about 15 to 20 minutes to Lehigh, where all those new businesses are coming up. So it's really nice, centrally located. Again, it has about 97,000 people that live there. So it's quite a large community. Shopping is easy. There's malls. The new hockey team, it's called the Utah Hockey Club for right now. They're probably going to change that. Their practice facility is in Sandy, Utah, which is really cool. I don't know how they're going to work that, if you can go in and see the practice. I'm assuming you can, but it's right there, right in the middle of Sandy, right off the highway. So that's really, really a nice plus. But again, I think the biggest plus, because of your location, if you remember last week, and if you didn't see it, please go check it out. It's the pros and cons of living in Utah Part 1. If you're into outdoors, you are right on the Wasatch Mountains, hiking trails everywhere. If you're into skiing, from my office, which is in Sandy, I took that drive up without traffic again. You can be at Snowbird and Alta in 20 minutes to Snowbird, 25 minutes to Alta. So what a lot of residents do is they complete their basement and they put an entrance into their basement. It could be a walkout entrance. It could be into a window well with steps going down. It's an extra expense, but the return on investment for that is incredible. And in about 2 minutes, we're going to talk to residents that have done that. So they're going to explain how that really is lucrative for them. So a lot of residents are doing that. They live upstairs. They turn their basement into a rental property. They rent it out Airbnb. They may even do a long-term rental. There's many that come here and they work from home. They may work in the morning and then go skiing in the afternoon. They're actually rent a place. So they can stay there for up to a month. So enjoy this interview with them. As promised, we're going to interview a local resident of Sandy, Utah. It's a good friend of mine, Zach Lake. Say hello, Zach.
Hello.
All right, Zach, how long have you lived in Sandy?
5 years.
5 years. And before that?
Draper.
Yep. And then you were born and raised where?
Lived up in Idaho for 10 years before that, and Washington State before that.
All right. So you've been basically here in Utah for about 15 years.
Yeah, coming on 18
right?
years. 18 years.
So 5 years in Sandy. So let me ask you something. What do you not like about Sandy?
Oh, we're going cons.
Cons first. Because I want to focus on the pros, but let's go cons.
Let's go cons. Well, all the people coming to enjoy the Wasatch Front. That is the con.
And they are coming.
Yes, they are.
Have you noticed a pickup in traffic?
Oh, horrible. So Snowbird recently, towards the end of the last season, redirected traffic all down Wasatch in towards Draper. So now we see the traffic piling out on the lower portion of Wasatch every Saturday morning.
Every Saturday.
Yep.
What about during the weekdays?
If there's a snowstorm, you'll see it there too.
So what do you call that as a local? Powder day.
Powder days, yeah.
So that's a definite con. Anything else?
And just a lot of chain restaurants. That might be a pro for some, if you like Applebee's.
That's right. All right, let's focus in on the pros.
Pros?
Yeah.
We're right at the Wasatch Front. I think we're roughly like 30 to 40 minutes to Snowbird, Alta, Solitude, and Brighton from our place.
So let's say you have there's a powder day. Okay, there's going to be traffic. What do you do to avoid that?
We usually get up. Solitude starts running lifts at 8 a.m., which is a plus for their resort. So we tried to leave here by 6:37 at the latest, and we can usually get up there by 8 a.m. So it's about an hour 15 with traffic if you catch it early. If you don't catch it early, it's going to be 3 to 4 hours in canyon traffic.
So just I mean, that's what I do too. I get up early,
Yeah.
go up there, have a cup of coffee. Skiing. What about in summer? What do you like about it?
It's nice. Everything goes green. And gets to enjoy this for another month of being green. Yeah, awesome hikes all close by. For me, it's like a 10-minute walk to get along the Bonneville Trail.
Oh, wow.
With my dogs.
I'll put a link to that in the comments. Sorry, go ahead.
No. So with the dogs, we can only go south on it because of the watershed, but it's still awesome areas to go explore there. But then the canyons, if we're not taking our dogs up, are awesome to get up to in the summer to hike. All the lakes up around Brighton are awesome to get into. Pretty easy hikes. And then fall time, the fly fishing up Big Cottonwood Canyon is awesome. It's a little steep to get down into it, but once you're in it, it's really fun. September and October.
Which you've promised to take me the last 2 years.
I know.
This summer.
This
fall.
This fall.
All right. Deal. All right. One other thing I wanted to mention too, because you are such close proximity to the mountains, to good skiing. A lot of residents in Sandy, what they do is they change their basement into an apartment. And Zach has done that. Now, Zach has decided to rent it out full time, right? Like long-term rental.
Yeah, we debated on both approaches to it, whether we want to use it for short-term or long-term. Ended up having a couple people in it now for over 2 years for each section of it, and it's just worked out good being long-term on it. Mostly because they've been pretty quiet neighbors. So yeah, we went the long-term portion of it. We're on a ranch style home, so all of our single level living's up top for us. So we're set up there for just me and my wife, and we're able to get some additional income with having the basement. So that was one thing when we looked for a house. We wanted to make sure that it either had a separate entrance or the ability to add a separate entrance into the basement.
Did you add yours, or was it already here?
It was already here.
So that's an advantage.
Yeah.
It's not as expensive as you would think.
Yeah, I think 10 to 15 maybe.
But your return on investment, if you use it right.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know, like, for us and in this area, you could get anywhere, to $1,250 to $1,650 for, 2-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 1-bath basement apartment. And I think people that are doing Airbnb or renting it short term are getting close to $2,500 to $3,000 a month.
Yeah, especially during peak, you could probably even get a little bit more than that. All right, Zach. Anything else?
No, it's a great place. If you're looking to come check it out, but just don't live too close to me. Just joking. Everyone's welcome.
All right, thanks, Zach. Appreciate it. So hopefully that was informative. If you have any questions about Sandy, also about the idea of turning your basement, how much that costs, I have a huge network of contractors. I've actually researched that myself. So I have a pretty good general idea of how much that would cost, even to put an entrance if you don't have an entrance. So if you're looking to buy a home and help with your mortgage payment, this is a really good idea to turn that basement into a rental property, whether that be nightly rentals or long-term rentals. So here's my QR code. Set up an appointment. We can chat for a little bit, and we can talk about how close you are to buying. And if you're out of state and you're thinking about buying, Sandy is a great location. Again, if you want to make some extra income, if you want to help with your mortgage payment, it's a great idea. Talk to me right now. There's several houses for sale that do have that apartment downstairs, mother-in-law apartment you could call it, but you can use it for nightly rentals. We also call it an ADU, accessory dwelling unit. So we can look at those even. We can even do that right on a Zoom call. So give me a call, give me a shout out, QR code, whatever you want to do, get in touch and we can chat. Other than that, everybody have a great week. We'll talk to you next week. We'll pick out another neighborhood. I haven't figured out which one yet, but we'll pick one out and we'll talk about the pros and cons. Thanks.